Hi, I'm Wendy from Shiny Happy World, and in this video I'm going to show you how to assemble this cute worm pattern. So I designed this especially to go with the chirp quilt pattern, but it would also work great with the chickens or with the wildflowers or with a completely made up collection of garden friends. You can use it with a lot of different quilts, and this is a half block pattern, so it does a great job of breaking up just your basic square grid of a regular applique quilt pattern. Here's how to make it. Okay, this is the video showing how to assemble this cute little half block worm if you are not using a light box. So I've got my pieces all prepared and ready to go, and that means I printed them onto the paper side of paper-backed fusible adhesive. I use Heat and Bond Light in all of my quilts. And then I did a rough cut around each piece, fused it to the back side of the fabric, and then did a nice clean cut on all of the solid lines. You see a lot of dotted lines within each pattern piece and some solid lines too. Those are two different things. The dotted lines are all placement guides. They are showing you where applique pieces are going to go, and you'll want to transfer those to the fabric side of each piece before you peel that paper backing off and lose it. So you can just hold this up to a light, just hold it up into a window, and you'll be able to see those lines really nicely through the fabric, even through a very dark fabric. And just trace them. I just used chalk for mine. So the solid lines are stitching guides. So those are lines that I'm going to stitch over with black thread. And so I just trace for them with a Sharpie fine-tipped permanent marker. It's okay that it's permanent because I'm going to stitch over all of those lines with black thread, and you will never see that there is a marker line underneath that stitching. So I've got all the pieces prepared and ready to assemble. And I'm going to start with the main body piece. So this worm you can actually do two different ways. You can line this straight cut edge up with the bottom edge of the block and have the worm kind of coming into the block. The way I usually do my quilts, actually, it is what I call snapshot style. So I want it to look like I snapped a photo of this worm and zoomed in on his face. So he has more body, it's just not showing in the photo. It's just been cropped out of the photo. And to get that look, I take that bottom straight edge and line it up with the straight edge at the bottom of the block, so that when I sew the blocks together, that cut edge gets hidden in the seam allowance and it gives that look. But I'm not going to do that today on this one. I'm going to make him look like he's coming out of a hole in the ground. And so I've got kind of a little hole in the dirt that I'm going to tuck underneath his body. And I'm going to position him so that he covers up those chalk lines, but I also want the bottom edge of the body to line up with the bottom edge of that hole that I made. So I want it to look like he's coming right out of that hole. Now, the rest of it is pretty straightforward. So I've got two eyes. I'm going to go ahead and put those into place. And I decided to stitch the eyelashes on this guy. The eyelashes are optional. I did another sample of the worm, a different worm, and I did not do the eyelashes on that one, so I'll show you both options at the end. But he's got two big eyes there. And then we've got all of these pieces, and they are all numbered. So you could just trial and error in there, but I am going to use the numbers because that makes it a lot easier. So there is a placement guide, and those numbers tell you which piece goes where. So it starts at the top with 5 and goes 5, 6, 7, 8. So we are going to start at the top with 5. And just line it up so that those edges are pretty well lined up. I like them actually to go a little bit off the edges. I just think that that looks more fun. And then 6 covers these lines. And 7. If you like the way it looks to have the edges of the spots, the stripes, I mean, come off a little bit, one thing that I like to do is cut my stripe pieces on the outside of this thick, I make a thick line so that you can see through it really easily to transfer markings and things, but it also helps for something like this. So I cut on the outside of the line for the stripes and on the inside of the line for the body. And that just gives me just a little hair of extra fabric on the stripe pieces so that they can stick out a little bit off the edge. All right, now I've got everything where I want it to be, and I'm going to fuse it all into place. All right, then I'm going to let that cool, and then I'll bring it over to my sewing machine, and I'll do all of the outline stitching, and then I'll bring it back here and I will show you the finished worm and also show you the other one that I made, the one that did not have any eyelashes. All right, here is one finished worm. So this is the worm in a horizontal setting, but I also did a second worm that is in a vertical setting. So I can use both of them in a quilt to break up that basic grid. I can add some sideways blocks and some up and down blocks and get a lot of fun variety throughout the pattern that way. So the tall one it has a little hole that he can be coming out of, or you can leave that off and just have him go flush with the bottom of the block. You've got both options there. That's how you make the worm applique pattern. You can get it at shinyhappyworld.com. I'm Wendy, and I will see you next time.